Take your position. The show is about to start.
Ladies and gentlemen,
welcome to On Screen, where we discuss all things cinema all the time. Here's your hosts.
the award goes to
Joe Brunett, Joe Cuffney, and Jesse Reichenstein. Lights, camera, action.
All right, so this week we're talking about House of Gucci, which I will say I do love the name. It's a pretty great name.
Just Gucci or the name, the whole
House of Gucci. That's a great name. Gucci's a fun name too, but
House of Tucci.
House of
I say Stanley Tucci spinoff.
And Joe picked this one, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is just kind of like a newer one that I was like, I can't tell if this is going to be amazing or terrible. And I wanted to know. So picked it. And I don't know about you guys. I liked it.
Yeah.
I did. I don't know a whole lot. Well, I knew basically zero about, like, other than the fact that Gucci exists. Like, I don't know much else about it. So I feel like going into it, it was kind of cool because, like, it was all new to me. The whole story was something I had no clue about. So I very much enjoyed it. Plus the overall, like, Italianness of the entire movie was something I definitely enjoyed.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I didn't know anything about Gucci. I just know, like, the logo, and that's about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought this was, like, going to be like an origin story about Gucci, which it kind of is, but not at the same time because it was based on the son, you know? So I was like, okay, that's interesting. But yeah, I don't know. It was good though. I liked it. It wasn't like, I don't know. I wouldn't like, this is a movie like I wanted to see, but I didn't like, I just was like, I didn't want to see more than I wanted to see just because I was like, it looks cool and interesting, but not enough for me to watch it. But I'm glad I watched it because it's now I kind of know more about, like, the Gucci family. And
It is a really interesting story.
Yeah, and the cast is just great. So
yeah,
I wish
we'll get
it was
into that
a
in a
different
minute.
cast though. Yeah.
wait, what did you say?
When do you want to get into it? Because
Get into it right now, Jess.
I was pretty, like, I will say too, because I think I mentioned, like, I was like, oh, I'm excited because I've heard really bad reviews and I've heard really good reviews. And I feel like I liked it better than the bad reviews I heard, but probably less than the highest reviews. But
I'm kind of the same way.
The casting, crazy cast, but it's one of those movies I think Lady Gaga did the best, probably, I'd say, out of the cast.
Yeah, she's a very good actress.
She is.
Yeah, she killed it, but literally. But like the other, like, I don't know, there's parts of it that, okay, to start, Jared Leto, that was insane. Like,
I know.
I don't know what this real person. One, if you look at photos of the real person, like, he wasn't that fat. Like, Jared Leto's prosthetic, like, double chin was huge, and it's like, if you look up a photo of Paulo Gucci, it's like, it just seems like, I'm like wondering whether or not it was Jared Leto being like, here's my vision for this character. And they're like, he wasn't even like that. And he's like, yeah, but he was like, it looked like he had watched Mario and Luigi for like that. His character was so crazy. Maybe that's how he spoke. Like, maybe it was dead on, but like the accents were hilarious. But Jared Leto was like, hey, I'm a Paolo Gucci. And like, so like, I was like, oh my God. Lady Gaga, great. I don't know how much I would have noticed it if people didn't point it out before, but like, Adam Driver dropped his accent a lot. Like, he'd be Italian, and then like the second half of what he was saying, he just like kind of sound American again. And you'd be like, wait, what? Like, excuse me. But it's one of these movies where I wish, like, I get why it was this way, obviously, but I feel like it could have been really cool if it was more like not huge names and in Italian,
like authentic, like
Italian. Like it would be with subtitles.
I agree.
Like, you know, like like more actual portrayal. I feel like that could have been really cool. And I feel like some of the like Hollywood making of it took away a little bit, especially just because like obviously that's incredibly hard. Like I can't imagine nailing an accent for a movie, like a specific region's accent is insane, but like it also just seemed like it wasn't 100%.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's I actually I mean not because I really like him, but I did like Jared Leto
Yeah, I know.
just because a couple things like I didn't like one of the reasons why I like him is because he even if it's not like the best, in which case I didn't think this was bad. I saw so many reviews about him. I thought this was going to be like really bad. I was expecting way worse, I think. So I was like,
people
okay.
rip on him in
People
reviews,
ripped
like,
on him. And
okay,
I was
good.
like, okay, I was expecting like really bad, like Sofia Coppola Godfather 3 bad. But like I watched, I was like, it's not that bad. And I don't know. If you didn't know this was Jared Leto, you would not be able to tell this is Jared Leto.
I have like my take on that is like, first off, the first thing when I saw like his name associated with what that character looked like, I was just like, what? You know, like I was like, why is he taking these roles?
Yeah,
right.
And then two, like I feel like it's an evolution of my thought. Like that was my first thought, and then I'm like, wow, I kind of respect him for doing that though. And then three, it's like I felt like it was kind of like just not where I wanted it to be, I guess. So like it's a mix of both like meh but that's cool though.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I did like I mean, I am the owner of the unpopular opinion of I don't love Adam Driver.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about it, and I had like a similar thing with him. I'm like I actually think he looked the part well. Like I think like, visually he looked what I would have expected, but his accent was hard for me. But also I thought it was like really good considering how different it was from his regular voice. So like being able to sustain that throughout the entire movie for the most part, like there were a few times.
I was going to say but he didn't.
But like I was like, this helped me like Adam Driver more, not less.
Interesting. All right. That's
and then you
good.
got to watch him get shot.
Yeah, maybe that's it. I don't know. Adam Driver, I don't hate you like that. I'm not gonna an assassin.
I do like the music is good in this too, and I do like when movies are in a different country or language and they play songs in the other language. I think that's always fun. So the music was. I think the music and like, if this movie was like, if it didn't have the music and like kind of the cast and I don't know, it would just be such a different movie. Like, because it was kind of slow, but
yeah,
like
I definitely think it was too long. But I think like they had those little music montages, what kind of helped the pace a little bit. But I don't know. Yeah.
A couple things. It was like we said, House of Gucci in the middle, so it is one of those films that says the title in the movie. This was based on a book of the same name called House of Gucci.
Okay.
A sensation story of murder, madness, glamour, and greed, which, yeah, true to form.
That's cool. I would like to read the book.
I would too, actually. I would be kind of interested. It just seems like a very interesting family. I'd also like to know, and this is just me not having done enough research here. I would like to know how that, like the origin story of the company, because like I feel like we walked in and it already existed,
Right.
I would like to know how the family like built it up, and like this is almost like the ending of what I would like to know the beginning of the story too.
Right. I would almost like to see this as a doc. I feel like I say that about a lot of things, but I feel like this would benefit as a doc. I'm sure there is something about it too out there.
I think that's why I like wish it kind of was like just actors I didn't know and like Italian actors and like shot in Italian, so it felt more like a doc.
Right.
Like where you're like, oh yeah, rather than like I'm watching Adam Driver play the
right. Yeah. They Hollywoodified it. They Hollywoodified it.
Yeah, there's too much Hollywood in
Which
it.
I agree. I don't like that as much.
Because it was interesting.
It was super interesting. Like it gave me like Courtney Love, I, Tanya vibes. I don't know if you've seen
Yeah.
like the whole hitman thing / Well, I thought it was weird because I thought, what's her name? Paola? Lady Gaga? What was her name? Paulita or whatever.
Uh,
Yeah, Paolo was
Parizia or
Jared
something?
Leto.
Parizia.
Parizia. Yeah.
Okay, Prezi. I thought she was like, she started off like good. I was like, oh, she's gonna
Parizia.
be like, she's gonna fall in love, marry into this family, blah blah. She seemed okay at the start, and then she kind of just hit a wall. And she's like, all right,
That's interesting because she always seemed a little sketch to me.
really? No, I
Yeah,
didn't think
like
that.
I just always felt like she had an angle on the whole thing.
Did you guys not know that part of the
I didn't know
that was the
anything,
story?
I didn't know
Okay.
anything.
Okay.
Which I think helped because I don't know, I just didn't know anything. But
I
it was
wish
funny because I
you-
thought, what was his name? Adam Driver's character, or not Adam Driver, Paolo, Jared Leto's character, and Aldo, Al Pacino's
His dad.
character.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were like the good guys, essentially, which is funny because I feel like Paolo was like presented to not be the good guy. But at the end, they were both. I mean, Al Pacino was always the good guy, but it was just funny because none of them were actually like, I mean, Maurizio was clearly not good enough to handle his business.
Maurizio.
But I love the names.
I do too. I was gonna say that's one of my favorite things. I kept being like, "D, what do we think about the name Maurizio?"
Yes.
Maurizio
That's what,
Just last night when Joe showed me a photo of his great grandfather, Liberator,
Mhm.
right? And I was like, what a name, right?
Librador, that's awesome.
Liberator.
Italians do the names right, huh?
Yeah.
You're not wrong there. My review for this movie, like my short review, was it's a movie made for the Oscars that won't win any Oscars.
That's a hot take right there.
Not that it was, not that it was bad. I just don't think it's good enough to win any Oscars.
You
But
don't
it-
think it'll win any like costume design?
It was only
set
nominated for
design?
one, which was makeup and hairstyling. And I don't think it'll win that. I mean, it might.
I
But
mean, I don't know who else is in that category, but all right.
it was funny because I saw someone post that this might be the first, before all the Oscars came out, they were like, this might be the first movie that Jared Leto would get nominated for an Oscar and a Razzie, which is like the worst award, like the
Bad,
worst.
yeah.
Yeah. I was like, that would be actually hilarious if that was a thing. And
oh, Jared Leto.
but you think about it, in any role he's in, it's hard to tell. Like you would never guess it's Jared Leto, right? Or could you just, does this scream Jared Leto to you?
It does, but just because I've known it the whole time.
Right.
Like I've always, and I like even saw photos before of him in that. And I mean, I do appreciate that when he does something, it's like he does not commit any less than 110% to a role.
Yeah.
It's just sometimes when you do that, he kind of misses, it feels like. But I
Yeah.
appreciate that it's like he doesn't half-ass anything. It might be the wrong one, but like he commits.
Have you seen Dallas Buyers Club
No.
with him? Oh, it's a really depressing movie, but he's really actually good at it. Like it's actually probably his best movie that he's in. Not saying that as a big Jared Leto fan. Aside from that. Also, one of the cars, I don't remember what kind of car it was. It had like those pull-up doors. I didn't know those existed in the 90s. I thought those were like a new thing.
I loved all
Lamborghini
the
with the
Italian
suicide
cars.
doors.
All the like Italian cars, though, like small little, golf cart sized cars that.
I
Yeah.
thought it was
Around,
gonna
I
be a
loved it.
joke when he was like picked him up, and he's like, what car did you bring? And he's like, a Fiat 600.
I love it. It definitely made me want to go to Italy for sure. So there was one thing, I don't know anything about fashion or clothing or anything. So this could be,
Or anything, yeah.
but basically, I don't know anything. Basically, Maurizio and his new flame, whatever that girl's name was, or was that Paula? There's a Paula
Good
somewhere.
call. Yeah, maybe that her name was.
I think her name was the ski girl. I
Right.
think
His
they were
new
like
flame.
together and they were playing tennis and they came back and he was wearing a Lacoste shirt. And I was like, wouldn't he only wear Gucci? Or do they was that not like a competing brand at the time or something? I don't know. I don't know how this works.
I don't know if Gucci had like a sportswear kind of, Lacoste is a very country club.
Gotcha.
I don't know if Gucci made their tennis wear, but I don't know.
I didn't know if it was like the Nikes of the world where they don't even if you
They're
wear
like,
one
"Do
thing
not, you
Adidas,
don't
they're
dare."
like, get out
Yeah.
of here.
Yeah. I don't know.
No, I think it's, you work at, Banana Republic, and then you're working out in Nikes, and they're like, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
that's true. Okay, I did have a question. Now I wasn't sure on how this unfolded because I might have missed it, but when when he ran from the police and went to the Alps,
Mhm.
how did how did he get back to society without getting arrested? What was that middle piece that I missed? Like, what made him not be a wanted guy?
It's actually a good question.
Because I might have, I
Gotta
don't
read
know.
the book.
That's true.
Or just like look it up. I mean,
Because I was so confused. It was
Sure.
like he went to the Alps, the police were after him. There were a bunch of cops after him, and then he just like stayed there for a few months, and then he went back, and everything was fine. I was like,
I forgot about him.
okay,
I mean, I feel like I'm assuming it was related to the whole fraud thing, right?
Yeah, it was
because
the
that was like
signature.
backlash from Pablo. I'm assuming like Pablo was trying to set him up for something.
Hmm.
Yeah, this makes me like so happy that like, you don't have to deal with like family members trying to get it after you, that would suck.
Honestly, that would really suck. Oh my gosh.
But should we talk locations?
Yeah, we can do that.
I
Oh
know
wait,
a lot of this was
one last thing about the whole hitman thing. First of all, I didn't see it coming, so that was kind of fun because I didn't know anything about the story.
Mhm.
I didn't understand Salma Hayek's character.
Like shrink.
Was that a real? I don't know if it's real. I need to read the book or something because I want to know if that's a real person. She just seemed forced, like, oh, we're gonna have a hitman, so let's see, how do we conjure that? But it could be real. I could be wrong.
I'm sure there's some real, like I don't know.
There
how
has to
real,
be.
but like, it was a weird to have like Salma Hayek play
Yeah,
that because it like wasn't. It was like not a huge character.
she was like a
I don't know.
psychic?
It was one of those extra roles where I'm just like, why are we packing all these stars in here? Like even that
Yeah.
role is Salma Hayek.
Agreed. It's almost like Salma Hayek. Come on, are you look like desperate for work or something? Or but
she's like, I want to go live in Italy and shoot this and get paid.
I mean,
man.
I get
it,
that.
but-
I don't blame her for that. But okay, when the guy shot him, when the hit was coming, he wasn't wearing a mask or anything. He just went up and just walked up and shot the guy. I was like,
Wait, that's what
what?
I was gonna ask. I was like, hits are obviously they're like, we're gonna have to study when he doesn't have guard, blah blah blah. And I guess they timed it so like he'd come out to get the paper or whatever. But like, yeah, he just was like in the open. He like shoots him a few times, like not super
shoots two
quick, like
people.
obviously quick, but like yeah. And then someone else comes out and he's like just shoots him, and then he just like
He
puts
just
the gun behind
stands
and, like
there
gets
and
in a
he's like,
car. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, they probably like obviously had a silencer on it, so that helped. But like, yeah, this isn't like the 70s or the 60s where there's like no DNA. It's the 90s, and like things are more high tech in the 90s than
Maybe
it
not in
was.
Italy. I don't know.
I mean, maybe,
that's just
yeah.
how it rolls.
I guess so.
It's crazy.
That blew my mind though. I mean, the fact that really happened blows my mind. Like,
I mean, not to make it any longer. I did not want it longer, but I was like, I wish there was a little more about her getting caught.
yeah, I agree.
Because it kind of just like ended and it was like her in court. It was like she was arrested and blah blah blah. We're also charged guilty, and I'm always like, I mean, obviously they kind of just maybe, I don't know. I just wish they like very quickly explained how they caught and because maybe that exactly what you're saying. Maybe that hit wasn't a great did the hitman get caught or did they? I don't know.
I feel like they could have made the first like half of the movie, they could have chopped that up even more and made the actual first half of the movie like the first quarter, and then made the second and third quarters like about the hit maybe, and then the fourth quarter could have been like how they got caught. Like it could have been more about that situation, which I kind of wish it was. Like I don't care about him selling the company for $150 million and all this other stuff. Like who's Tom Ford? No one cares.
I think, dude, Tom Ford's. I was actually like, I mean, this is how it all works. Like big designers always usually like have started at some other label as like the head.
Mm-hmm.
But like you've never heard of Tom Ford though?
So I don't know anything. I'm like, you talk fashion. I don't know anything.
But like Tom Ford has his own label now. Like Tom Ford is, you can go to a Tom Ford store, like Tom Ford sunglasses. Tom Ford also, I believe, shot a movie. He directed a movie once called A Single Man, I think.
Huh.
I want to say around like 2010 or something. And I mean, because he's like a designer and stuff,
Mhm.
beautifully shot movie, like very
Cool.
cool. Like, in relation to movie, but I like forget that like most designers like that who have a label now like started at a different house and then like grew, became a creative director, and then like left to start their own label. So that was like a random cool part to me. I was like, oh, that's how Tom Ford started. Like he became the head of Gucci during this turnaround, and like obviously, you know, was recepted really well, and then turned around Gucci. Never knew that.
Yeah. That's
Pretty
kind of cool. I
cool.
do kind of like that when there's like side characters that end up becoming major characters. Like I think of like the Social Network, kind of with like the Napster and like everything. Like I love seeing that side part about it.
Uh-huh.
Like I think that's cool. I do like that part because it's like not about them, but it like alludes to them, and they
Like
were,
I wish, yeah, like I wish there was it would be really boring, but I'm like, I kind of want the like now, like the Tom Ford story,
yeah,
you know, like after
yeah,
that, like picks
right.
up there.
I want to see more about Tom's upbringing.
Yeah, how'd he get there?
Yeah, exactly.
Because he's in, you know, I don't know. I mean, I mentioned at the end though, how he's like an American who took over the Italian label, and they compared it to some, you know, like German designer taking over what other house,
Mhm.
fashion house. I don't know.
It's funny because I feel like family businesses were such a thing. Like even not even like 20 years ago, like it was like you're gonna run my family business, and I feel like nowadays that's literally not even in existence.
I mean, they still exist. I just feel like people. I think like people are less likely to be like, I want to just like this is what my family does. This is all I'm ever gonna do. Like people just are like, there's too many options out there, you know?
Yeah,
Like I think is that what you mean? Like
yeah,
yeah, because
exactly.
I mean, like there's definitely like mom and pa stores, but like
Right, but it's not like
probably less so than
right.
I mean,
When-
Amazon's a thing, but
Yeah.
True.
I mean, it's hard to get to like that level of like you were saying earlier. I'm actually curious of like, I don't really know how Gucci was in like the 70s and 80s, like how big it technically was. Like I know it was big, but I don't know to what extent. Because it's like also hard to grow a, you know, like $1 billion plus company without giving up a ton of, you know, like when they were talking about like different takeovers in the family and stuff, they were like talking about outside investment, like needing to bring in outside investment, and they were like, it's a family business, what are you talking about, like we can't bring in other people. And it's like really hard to get to that scale without, you know, like you could still have family in it, but like there's also a ton of other people now in
Right.
your company too.
But also, and I feel this needs to be said, I still do not like understand like high end fat. Like I looked up Gucci and they had like a sweatshirt for like $1,500. And I was like, what?
I'm with you, dude.
Still blows my mind. Like it's crazy.
I'm with you.
Yeah, I mean, I used to never get like fashion show. I mean, like at the end where they do the fashion show, you know, the big turnaround Tom Ford's collection. Like fashion shows aren't actually like what goes to store. It's more like a conceptual, like it's more like an art piece than what is like ready to wear. But I used to, you know, watch those like, you know, like the guy who came out, you know, and then he was wearing basically like assless chaps, you know, and like that happens and you're like, they're gonna sell this? Like, you know,
Right,
who's
right.
gonna buy this? You're like, oh, they probably don't really sell that, but
Yeah, that is kind of fascinating. It's, I don't know. It's a whole nother world,
Yeah.
but
there could be more cool movies, I think. I mean, this is obviously the assassination is like the big part of this story.
it was such a
But-
little part of the movie.
Yeah. But I feel like there could be a lot of cool movies like this style on different fashion houses.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I mean,
Maybe
I
less
think,
dramatic though, but
yeah, I agree. I think with you, what you said, I think it should be like, I wish it was authentic, like in Italian,
yeah.
like a foreign film.
Yeah.
Like that would have been, I think, more legit. But should we get into locations?
Yeah. I
So
mean, so we had Milan.
Italy.
Well, we had it's entirely shot in Italy, specifically Milan. We have the
Including
house.
the New York scenes?
Huh?
Including the New York scenes?
I don't know. I didn't read anything about the New York scenes. It didn't say anything. I assume New York was New York, but who knows these days?
That would make sense, but I don't know.
I don't know. To me, there was one shot where Maurizio was out like on his patio, and I think it was New York City, or there was a city he was looking out at. Can't remember what it was, but it looked like CGI. So I wonder if they used studio for some of that. But their actual house was on Lake Como. It is the Lakeside Villa Balbiano.
Whoa.
I don't know, but apparently A-listers such as George Clooney and Madonna live there, around there. So that's kind of a high-end area. And then Rudolfo's house, who is the Maurizio's dad. He's like the Papa Gooch. Papa Gooch.
His like
Villa,
grandfather, like Aldo's
Jeremy
dad?
Irons' character. I don't know. I think he's the dad, like Adam Driver's dad, who dies.
Gotcha. The one, yeah, okay.
Yeah. That was at Villa Necci Campiglio, which is now a public museum. I don't know what's in there, but that's where we're shot there. The Alps, where the Alps of Gresini Saint Jean, which I want to go because it looks really cool. That would be amazing. And then Maurizio's assassination plays out near the iconic Gallery Vittorio Emanuele. I butchered all of those names, which I'm sure I did.
Did it say anything about the Swiss scenes?
The Alp scenes?
Yeah.
Yeah, those were the Italian side, the Gresini
were.
Saint Jean parts, which I would love to visit because that'd be so cool. I know James Bond was shot out there too.
Wow. That's so cool. The like I think it's the Alps where like a bunch of like I think Sean White even recently was saying how like or like skiers say like if you go down the wrong hill, you just like end up in the wrong country.
That's crazy.
Like, they're like, I got lost, so I like skied down the back of the hill, and then I just was like in Italy, lost without like anything.
There's
Like my crew had to like drive around to get.
Oh my god.
The border of the two countries is just like the top, the like ridge line of certain mountains, and there's a chalet up there for like skiers and stuff that like the like snowpack for the peak moved so that the house was originally in like Italy and like then it was in Switzerland, and it was just a house or
That's cool.
whatever. Interesting border.
That's super interesting. That'd be kind of fun to build a house on like the border or something.
Yeah.
You could technically, that would be, I don't know, would that be like a tax issue? Would that be like a tax?
Yeah, I think that was the
headache?
whole thing is they were like, one day we were, subject to Italian laws and the next day we're subject to Swiss laws.
Yeah. Isn't there like a country where like murder is legal?
Well, you would know this.
I'm pretty sure there is somewhere, but like basically, what if you live in between like a country that has that and then not? Dude, I don't know.
You might be, I mean, maybe you're totally thinking of a country, but there is a while ago, I think this like law professor wrote this paper on this. There's like a gap in.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
It's like between like California or like Wyoming and some other state or something. And there's this like square that like technically he said murder is legal because it's like the county actually resides in this state, but technically like the state border, you're like technically in the other state. And then like by law, you have to like assemble a jury of like 13 people who are like in the county because it's under like that county's jurisdiction. But like the population in that border is like 4 people. So like you couldn't assemble a jury. So it was like this big long paper on how he's like, I think this is like basically a Wild West box where if anything happened in this, I don't know like if our laws would technically apply or something.
I love that he figured that out. Like, why would you? Like, where did that come from?
Law professor. It's not what he's doing, man. It's his research.
Oh my god. Do you guys want to get into ratings?
Yeah.
Joe.
Right.
I'll go first. I'm gonna give this 8.8, which is like I enjoyed it. I'm not sure I would like watch this ever again, but like I just thought the story was so interesting, and that was a part that stuck out to me. I'm giving it 8.8 Father, Son, and House of Gucci's because I just thought that was a little cringe and it stuck out to me.
That was an ad-libbed line. Fun fact.
Really?
Yep.
Oh
Whoa.
my god. But yeah, 8.8, Father, Son, and House of Gucci's.
Cool. I mean, without that line, the name of the movie wouldn't have been said in the movie.
Yeah, that's
Right?
true. So it had to be said.
They
Maybe
snuck it in there.
Lady
They read
Gaga's got the
script and
same
they were like,
mentality as we do.
yeah.
She's like, all right, I gotta say the movie in the movie.
She's like, if we don't get good reviews from that one podcast out there, this movie's gonna sink. So, huh?
I will say, if even if it's the worst movie in the world and I say the title, I at least give it a 0.5.
Okay, all right. It's like a write your name on the test kind of. You get X amount of points. I'll go. I need a good unit. Never come prepared with these.
Little motorcycle.
Replica bags, and they.
That was funny.
We're going 7.
Nice.
Again, just like it, I don't know. I just so wish again it was like more of a Italian film with Lady Gaga can stay and like you get one other star. You get one other star. And then let's get some big Italian actors who like probably are known there, but I don't know them. And then just fool me. But yeah, I just wish it was a little more like it felt more like doc style than like Hollywood. And again, some of the dropping accents, and I want a video of Paolo Gucci because like that is like a caricature that Jared Leto did in my head, but maybe it's dead on, like, I don't know, maybe he did an amazing job. But yeah, so interesting story, like interesting, just like wish it was done slightly different, but 7 smashed plates for
Nice.
that Wagyu beef or whatever they were serving them.
Oh yeah.
Just a real
Looked really
just
good.
walks away. And the poor just like hotel staff has to just be like,
I know, those guys were just
cool.
standing there.
Yeah.
Imagine having people just waiting on you.
like, awesome, cool. Let me
I would feel
clean up this
bad.
mess. I know, that's what I was thinking. I was like,
I'd be
come
like,
on, man.
I'll clean this up. Sorry.
How great would that have been if like an end scene, he smashes it and then he's like, I'm very sorry. Let me clean it up. And then he's just like on the ground scooping glass out.
That's funny. All right, cool. Let's see. I'll go. I did like this movie. I think I liked it better than I thought I was going to. I think mainly for the cast, but then again, I agree with you, Jesse, and I wish it was more authentic Italian. Not that it wasn't, but authentic Italian like actors. I think that would have made it a little more less Hollywood. I think that would have made it a little better for me. And I think I wish I had Luca Guadagnino direct this, who did like Call Me by Your Name, because he's Italian. I think this would have been actually perfect for him.
Do you like Ridley Scott?
I do. I've seen like the majority of the films that I have seen, I've liked, but I feel like I'm not like super, super familiar with his work. I mean, I've seen like Gladiator and Alien. I don't know. I don't have like a crazy, like I've never seen Thelma and Louise. I've never seen Blade Runner. I don't know. There's a few things there's a bunch that I want to see, but like that are like quote unquote great movies that I just haven't seen. I don't know. I don't really see him. He doesn't have a specific style to me. Like I feel like anyone could have done this story.
I just wonder with like certain decisions and calls and stuff, because he seems like a big enough name where it's like when you have him directing, no one else gets to say. Like
right.
It's not like the people who brought him on the project don't get to like boss him around. It's like he's like, I'm Ridley Scott. If I'm doing this, these are assumptions because he's big. Yeah, but is like, I'm doing my vision for this,
which I get. I like when people are like that. That's why because like studios can really skew your vision a lot of the times. So I do appreciate that, but it didn't feel like anything unique or different. Like if you watch like a Baz Luhrmann film, you watch a Martin Scorsese film, or you watch, certain type of movie, you're going to know it's that director. This just felt like, anyone could have done this. Yeah. It didn't feel like a Ridley Scott movie to me, but
it's a Martin Scorsese film when you hit like hour 4.
Yeah. He was originally attached to this movie.
That would have been cool. I mean,
I think he would have done. I think it would have been a little better just because he's more raw. I feel like he just goes for it. Like I
Yeah.
think Ridley Scott plays it a little too safe. I think that was the issue. But yeah, I don't know. I think no issue with Ridley Scott, but I think it could have been a different director. I I love that the story's super fascinating. I would have liked to see the more origin story, more of the trial, kind of more of how she got caught. I agree with that. Locations were great. I would recommend this to anyone. It wasn't like for me a lot of the time, but it was, I feel like I would recommend this to anyone who's like super interested in fashion or like Gucci or like any of that world, like the fashion world. I think they would find this interesting.
It's a good like crime thriller
Yeah.
ish, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Crime
That's why it
finger
gave me
movie,
I, Tonya
kind of stuff.
vibes. I, Tonya is very similar, like how it's like the pacing and how it's structured and everything. But yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna go 6'5" ski suits.
right.
Yeah,
I like it.
it was good. It was not bad. It was not the best, but it was good. I'm not disappointed. I watched it.
Good.
I want like an 80s ski suit.
You want to what?
Like an 80s ski suit.
The all,
I
the
know,
all
You know, like
dude,
white-
some neon.
I
yeah.
looked at one because I got skis and everything. I looked at them, dude. They're expensive. They're like a couple $100. I mean,
Maybe worth it.
for
I don't
these
know.
people, it's like that's like pocket change. But
Yeah. There's cost more than a couple.
we're not a Gucci family, so.
You married a
Um,
Gucci.
But I don't know. I'll watch anything with Adam Driver, or Lady Gaga, or Jared Leto. So, or Jeremy Irons for that matter. So
So
great
there you go.
cast.
I will say it does make me want to go to Italy. Like
Yes.
everything it really romanticized Italy.
One of the
you're like,
things
oh, I
that
want the espresso outside.
Yes.
one of the things that always I always have a hard time with is like there was a scene, and this is actually the scene that I thought they would show in an Oscar short if they were going to show it, was Adam Driver on a bike, like very like back and forth, driving, but in a suit.
Uh-huh.
And I was just like, one, this guy is driving like riding his bike like a crazy person. Two, how can you ride a bike in a suit? Like I would sweat so much,
I know.
especially
It
in
shows up
Italy.
everywhere. So
Did you
Oh
see
my
his
God.
little parent clips?
Yeah, I did.
I was like, I need that.
Yeah, I didn't know what that was at first, but then I was like, oh my God, that's
Makes
amazing.
sense. It's a good
Yeah.
little detail. I love that.
Yeah.
I do love how he biked though, because I feel like he could have gotten a car or whatever, but he's like, no, I'm gonna bike because it's gorgeous here. Like I feel like I liked his character. Like, I didn't want to see him get killed. Like he wasn't great at his job, but he wasn't a bad person, essentially.
yeah, you did want to oddly root for him.
was
in a
rooting
lot of
for him,
parts of the
yeah.
movie. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there was not really one person who I mean, he's like the only person I was rooting for, essentially. I guess I was rooting for his uncle.
I liked his
But-
uncle.
I don't know. How about some news?
News.
We saw the Batman on Friday.
How was it? Don't tell me anything about it.
I'm not
Was
gonna
it
say, I'm
good?
just gonna say, holy shit, is that a Batman movie?
I thought you were gonna say that's a bad movie. Holy shit.
Dude, if you think of comic book movie, this is like straight out of a comic book. It is amazing. I don't want to say much more, but
Cows.
it's
Kapow!
it's unlike
Kablam!
anything you've ever seen Batman do in a movie. Like, well, like visually and technically, it's you got to see it in theaters. It's amazing. I might go see it today again.
Ooh.
I like it. I
The
like
music is freaking amazing. They play Nirvana, which is awesome.
Cool.
It's like if Sin City and Tim Burton's Batman had a baby,
it. Oh, okay. I think I would like that because I like.
dude. And it's kind of like, and also, have you ever seen the Mario Bros from the
old.
90s?
Yeah.
There's like a specific vibe to that movie, and it's not like that, but there's like hint, like Gotham like looks kind of like that a little bit, but it's cool because Gotham, like they make Gotham its own thing, you know, like Dark Knight. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the Dark Knight, but you can tell it's Chicago. Like this one is like they clearly made their own. It just looks really good, and it's so good. I want you to see it.
I'll probably try and see it this week. That sounds like a good thing to do this week.
I don't want to compare because I hate comparing things, especially with like Batman and like all this other stuff because they're all so different. But this is probably, if I had to say, Dark Knight's probably my favorite still, but this is a very close second, if not even to Dark Knight for me.
Wow, that's a big statement.
I'm not, yeah, it was awesome.
Whoa.
So
All right, I gotta go see it.
go see it. I think Dee would really
Cool.
like it too. I hope.
Yeah, I'll get her there. See what she thinks. I'm trying to think what other movie news. I did see when I was looking for videos that the A24 Lamb.
Do you watch it?
No.
Oh.
I just saw that it was out and I watched the trailer for it again. I was just like, oh my God, this still sounds so weird to me.
Honestly, if you're gonna watch it, watch the last like 20 minutes. Then you should be fine.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen Search Party?
What's that?
Great show. You guys gotta check it out. Just I don't even want to spoil any of it.
Yeah, don't say
Check
anything
it
about
out.
it.
Check it out.
I
is
heard
all
it's,
I'm gonna
I heard it's
say.
pretty good. So
It's pretty good. I keep forgetting, I think, to mention, I don't think I mentioned last time. I rewatched like a couple weeks ago, Bo Burnham's Zach Stone is Gonna Be Famous. If you guys know what I'm talking about.
I don't know what that is.
Bo Burnham in like maybe 2010, 2011, I want to say, had a one season of an MTV show called Zach Stone is Going to Be Famous. And it's about Zach Stone is a pre-celebrity. It's this kid who graduated high school and he uses all of his savings to hire a camera crew to follow him around to like document his rise to fame. But he like just wants to be famous. He doesn't know what for yet. And it's obviously it's Bo Burnham, so it's hilarious, but I haven't watched it in years and years and years, and it still holds up.
Really?
And it's still so funny. Yeah,
All
like
right. I'm into
you
that.
should check it out just because now that you're on the Bo train, it's just so good. And it's like it's like I'm sure it was a 30-minute show, so the episodes are like 20 minutes on Netflix, and it's like so easy to just fly through.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah, it's on Netflix now.
Okay, sweet. I'm into it.
So just like it's a great show to like pop on when you're just like you just want something quick and easy and like you don't even have to really pay attention, but it's amazing and it's still so funny. Like I was laughing out loud by myself.
Perfect.
So
I'm about it.
great. It's great.
We also started watching Inventing Anna.
What's that?
Ooh.
It's a Netflix show. It's about a journalist investigating this girl who like
Wait, JoJo's watching that
yeah.
with the girl from Ozark.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yep.
and the girl from My Girl. The main girl is the little girl from My Girl.
Mhm. Yeah. So
Yeah.
we're only a few episodes in, but we started that this past week.
What do you think?
So far it's interesting. Yeah, I'm mostly just like I just need to know where it goes. Like I feel like I'm hooked to the point where I'm probably gonna keep watching it, but
Nice.
yeah, mostly I need resolution. I need to know what happens.
It got you.
Yeah.
That's cool. I haven't started any new shows, I don't think.
Oh, another great. Well, one, I really quick. I did watch through the second season of The Righteous Gemstones on HBO,
I need to watch that.
which is like it's good, but it's not like amazing.
Do you think I would
It's-
like it? Like, do you or no? Like, do you think I would watch the whole season?
I think there's a potential you would just because of like
Okay.
it's like kind of one you love the like it's what's his name Danny.
David Gordon Green.
No, but like his writing partner, Danny
Oh,
McBride.
Danny McBride.
It plays one of the sons, and it's like Adam
Okay.
Devine, him, John Goodman.
I like the cast.
Yeah, like it's a great cast, and it is funny, and it's like they run like one of those mega churches, so it's kind of like culty. So like, it's not amazing, but I think you might actually. I think you would maybe want to watch through it just because it's enjoyable. And then like Eric Andre plays another church pastor in the second season. Like, so it's good. But
Okay.
I'd say just check it out.
Okay.
And then the other one that you might like, that's actually a really great show, is a new HBO show called, I think it's called Somebody Somewhere. It's the new Duplass brothers show.
Ooh.
I thought it was just really like Jay's like thing, but they're both EPs, so maybe it's totally both of their thing. but it's like Bridget Everett. It's just like she moves back to like it takes place in Kansas, like small town Kansas, and it's just like one of those like kind of heartfelt, but like also hilarious, but like just like a great Duplass brothers, like film that's like a little mumblecore-y, but like I don't know how to like pitch it. It's nothing like it's very just like small town Kansas. It's like it's very true to that.
Gotcha.
But it's really good. It's really good. And I think it just wrapped the first season, and it's only like 7 episodes, I think. But it's good.
All right.
Highly recommend.
I'm into it. Duplass brothers, about it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like everything they do is at least
Decent. Like it's not gonna be bad.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if I've seen them do anything that's like horrible. I mean, I haven't seen everything they've done, but
did they? I know because Creep, the movie Creep, is starring Mark Duplass. I think he wrote it too. Maybe directed it. I don't know. He's in it. He's like the main guy. It's a horror movie. It's actually really good. I don't know if it's both of them or it might just be Mark, but it's found footage style. It's fun. It's like he plays this guy who lives in a remote cabin, and he posts a Craigslist ad to come have someone basically come and like kind of like document his life. Essentially, it's really good.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Also, to throw in that, I looked up when we were talking Tom Ford, how I was like, oh, he directed a movie that's like beautiful, called Single Man. I also saw, do you know the film Nocturnal Animals?
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet
with
though.
Amy Adams and Jake Gyllenhaal?
Yeah, I know. I've never seen it.
That was a screenplay and directed by Tom Ford.
No way. That got really good like reviews and stuff. Like that was like, was that might have been nominated for stuff too.
Dude, you might be a big Tom Ford fan. I mean, his stuff's uber expensive. It's like a designer label, but like it's crazy that he like obviously like Gucci now he has very successful own label. Tom Ford cologne is very popular. A lot. Is
he the one with the blue stripe? Or no, I'm thinking, what are those shoes? There's like a blue Tom's. I'm thinking Tom's.
No. No. Tom Ford like only wears like a black suit. It's like all he wears. His stuff is very like, I think a lot of people who wear the really thick rimmed, like thick square black glasses is like a very Tom Ford thing. Yeah, no, it's like very black and white, like high-end suits. It's like what, you get Tom Ford suited out for your Vegas trip next time.
Yeah, but I don't know if I want black and white. I want color.
Yeah. I think a lot of his stuff is like very classic.
But is he related to
also
John
does Ford? I don't know. Also though, it's just like I love people like that where you're like, oh, there's like one of the top designers in the world, and you're like, and he also writes and directs a like horror thriller movie.
I do love that. I really like that
because it's not like he's obviously super successful, like does not have to do anything, and he's like, yeah, I think I've been writing this movie that I'm gonna direct, and
I'm so curious now about it.
Yeah, and like it seems like the cast right up your alley.
Yeah,
aka Jake Gyllenhaal,
Isla
Fisher, Amy Adams.
She's okay. I like
Armie Hammer. You love Armie Hammer. Are you?
Yeah, I love Armie Hammer. He's my favorite actor of all time. Armie Hammer. It was cool when I was at the movies. We saw the trailer for Nope on the big screen, and it looked so good.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm so pumped.
When does that come out?
I think it's May. No, I'm sorry. July.
I was gonna say that's so soon.
It's not that far away.
Yeah.
July 22nd. No. I just wish, part of me wishes the Batman was out on digital so I could pick it.
Soon.
I know, kind of. Well, No Way Home's coming out soon.
Oh, Dee's been waiting for that, so that'll be good.
Coming out soon. Scream just came out. Have you watched the new Scream, Joe?
No, not the new one yet, but I do want to.
It's good.
It's out?
Yeah, it's out in digital now.
All right, I'll have to
check it out. It's a fun one.
We talked about this, but I'm very very curious about Scream after seeing David Arquette on Late Night with James Corden. And he seems like such an interesting person.
I
Sorry,
might pick it at some point. So
cool. I'm like very interested in Scream now after seeing David Arquette.
I want to watch that interview because I've never seen the interview, but I know him from Scream and a few other things, but I don't know.
I'll
I don't
send you
watch
the
his-
link.
Yeah, please do.
It's
Well, even like
I
I was
don't know.
watching like on the new Scream, they did like this little. I was watching all the behind the scenes and stuff, and even his like little short sound bites. I'm just like, there's something to this guy. But you gotta love it. Is that a wrap?
Think so.
Any last words?
Nope. That's the end of the podcast. It was a good run. It was
It's a good one. Episode 56. That's it.
see you guys never.